what the? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Andropez, and today we're going to be playing some Call of Duty World War II. The last time I actually played Call of Duty was about 3 months ago here. And surprisingly, actually did pretty well. Anyways, I was pretty occupied on completing missions to earn weapon variants, and which kind of reminded me of how wonderful Call of Duty World War II's supply drop system and reward systems were. Black Ops 4 does have challenges, but they weren't as easy accessible as in World War II. You can actually earn armory credits, and with those armory credits, you could grind out to try to earn certain weapon variants, camos, uniforms, and banners. And it was also really easily accessible to everybody. Unlike in Black Ops 4, we actually have to buy the Black Ops Pass in order for you to get a red dot sight. Oh, sorry Treyarch, you think we'll forget something like that? Oh please, we will never forget anything like that, ever. Every time a new Call of Duty comes out, we always seem to take pity on the previous Call of Duty we bashed the year before. For instance, people are now saying that Call of Duty World War II wasn't as bad, or Infinite Warfare, COD Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, and the list goes on and on. Each year, the bar for Call of Duty goes higher and higher, and as a result, we are left disappointed each year. Except for Black Ops 4, but I'll get into that in a bit. You see, Call of Duty has always been the same game. If you could replicate Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 2, they could, and they can. But that's the problem. It doesn't change the fact that it's the same game. A game that kept us occupied as kids for hours, but struggles to keep us entertained as adults. As kids, we were so easily entertained, we will literally play with anything and everything. But as we grow up, things became a little less entertaining. Soon then, action figures became boring, playing outside in the dirt was boring. Even video games you love so much, played for hours on end, became less and less appealing. Things like social media, clothes, social status, having a girlfriend sort of replaced your emptiness of being bored, which brings me to my point. Call of Duty was repetitive and boring, frankly. Call of Duty Ghosts came out in 2013, and it was something everybody was looking forward to. Unfortunately, due to the big maps, horrible guns, score streaks, as well as the perk system, basically killed off most of the community. We wanted a game that was completely different than the other games.
We'll cross once it's safe.
Nope.
Everything you know is in your mind.
And for once, they actually did listen. But it wasn't the way we were expecting. Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare didn't necessarily sit well in our stomachs. We regret asking for something different and decided to sort of ask for the old boots in the ground Call of Duty. And Call of Duty World War II really delivered that in the trailer, and we were really excited once the game was going to come out. But it didn't necessarily sit well either. We just couldn't decide what we wanted. Every time they switch something in the game, or every time we ask to change it, they'll do it. But we just didn't enjoy it. Then Black Ops 4 came out, a game we actually ordered, something the community actually loved for a little bit. Then it died down.
Hello there. Yeah, boy.
Black Ops 4 had the community in their grasp. All they had to do was do a couple of updates and they'll be right back on top. But once the numbers dipped down, they also decided to give up. If you begin to look at Call of Duty's journey in the last 5 years, you begin to ask yourself a couple of questions. Is it really the developer's fault, or is it our fault? You see, year after year, we always get something, or we always ask for something different. And when something different does come along, we always regret it. Black Ops 4 was a great example of something we actually truly wanted, but it died out in a few couple of months. See, we aren't the same kid we were 7 years ago, playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on weekends, playing all day, all the way up till about 4 o'clock in the morning. We changed. Our tastes changed. Our hobbies changed. We just grew up. Games like Fortnite and PUBG began to take popularity because it is something different. It isn't the same game we get every year, like Call of Duty. We're always disappointed, and we always tell each other every single day that Call of Duty will never be the same. Well, they did release a remastered version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, one of the greatest Call of Duties of all time. But explain to me, why isn't there many people playing that game? Why are people still not satisfied? They changed the game for us countless times, on many different occasions. and yet we're always still left unsatisfied. Our thirst still needs to be quenched. And the hard truth is, we can never be as happy as we were 7 years ago, unless we go to a different game. It's not our fault that the game is dead. It's not the developer's fault that the game is dead. We just changed. And that is the hard truth.